like we had some.
We don't need to record the BMW talk for the fucking fantasy pod.
I think that there's an editing process, and you can always take it out.
It's my life.
Well, then why would we need to record it? That doesn't make any sense.
Because there might be some nuggets in there. There's some nuggets in there.
Some viral marketing to the 13 people who watch this.
Still nuggets. There's no nuggets in there.
You overshot our viewership by like 70%.
Hey, dude. Sometimes we hit 13. It might take like a month. Maybe 3 of them are me. I don't know. Maybe a couple of them are you. One of them's my mom.
I've got multiple accounts. It's fine.
Yeah.
We'll get those clicks.
Juice the numbers.
YouTube's cutting us a check like next week.
Damn right, dude.
Hey, give me permission to record before we get rolling up.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
I don't know. You got a real internet connection for once, so maybe you don't need to. But
it's still a good idea.
Yeah.
Here's
Are you gonna record?
Louder.
Okay. It's just a good idea that I do it.
Yeah, it's good that we got a guy. You know.
There you go.
We got 3 guys. In fact.
2.5. You know. Like, counting Cody as a full guy. Like, come on now.
I mean, no. Look at that headset.
It is. It's
what
half
a dork.
Of the mass I'm bringing to this entire show.
Hey, at least you zoomed in and kept that fucking trophy out of frame.
Yeah, thank God.
I needed a better video setup, and like as I got it ready tonight, I'm looking around. I'm like, I don't have anywhere to put that fucking trophy. I'll figure it out. This is week 1 with the new Zoom.
I'm inching closer. Kamara and then Olave coming alive.
You're probably gonna get it. I mean, they're in the red zone. It's like they're gonna have to throw the ball. The thing is like normally for a normal running back, he would be game scripted out, but it's Alvin Kamara. He's half the passing game. So.
Well, I got Kamara, Olave, and Isaiah Likely left still. So I think
that Likely touchdown was the biggest.
That was huge. That was huge.
Massive.
Yep.
You know, and it being like a substantial distance too definitely helped you out. But
his only catch too.
Yeah, he's good though. He's I don't know if they're gonna be able to. If they get him like fully on board and he can develop the skill set to sit down between the zones like Mark Andrews can, that offense would be scary. With 2 guys who can do that, they can run double tight with Lamar back there, and so they can run options.
You have a running game with double tight like all day with catching,
and they both can pass catch. Like, dude.
Not only that, I was watching in that second quarter, I was watching Isaiah Likely run block. Okay, and that dude is. Like he doesn't look like a rookie tight end blocking. No. He looks every bit ready to get moving. So
yeah,
I didn't realize he was that athletic, but yeah, he's even getting separation on some of his routes too. He just has a quarterback that's not great at throwing the ball.
Yeah,
I mean, he's no George Kittle, in terms of run blocking, but very few.
No one is. No one. There isn't. There isn't one. He's one. He's number one.
Mercedes Lewis is a good run blocking tight end, but he can't catch the ball like George Kittle. Maybe when he's younger.
He's also 37.
I was gonna say, is he still in the league?
He's a Mercedes Packer, Lewis might even be like 40. Yeah, he's a Packer. I like him.
So basically not in the league.
Yeah, I mean, none of them are in the fucking league the last 5 weeks. For God's sakes,
it's been a pretty
disgusting team.
You want to get that off your chest now because it's going to leak out during the pod.
Yeah,
lost
for sure.
The Lions.
Let's we lost the fucking Lions.
I was telling Cody, Mr. Rogers.
Ooh, and he looked bad. He cost them the game. He missed 3 touchdowns. 3.
He missed.
Literally 3. He missed Bakhtiari. And why are we running fucking Bakhtiari into the end zone for a tackle fucking out? I don't know what the hell we were doing there. Mm-hmm. He's like, Bakhtiari might as well be fucking 90. Okay. His knees blow apart every other day. Okay. And so we're running him into the end zone and making him jump. Whose fucking idea was that? Okay. And then,
I bet it wasn't Aaron Rodgers' idea.
Looky here, later in the game, he hurts his knee and he's out until literally the last drive. Cool, guys. Like, what the hell? Run Aaron Jones to the flat, let him make a move. If not, kick the goddamn field goal. Could have used those 3 points at the end of the game when we were trying to score a touchdown and fucked it all up. Okay, we could have kicked the field goal, went to overtime. Like,
and he got Romeo Dobbs in crutches after the game. And
the whole team's gone, man.
Aaron Jones in a boot after the game as well.
Jones apparently is going to be fine. He might miss next week, which, I mean, they're going to get fucking clobbered this weekend anyway, dude.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
I think the odds are kind of good for that.
They're going to get clobbered. They have nobody at wide receiver. Okay. Allen Lazard can't stay healthy. Christian Watson comes on the field, makes one halfway good play, gets hit, breaks in half. Okay. So, like, and then we have old man Sammy the hammy. Okay. Pulls his hamstring every other play. Like, that's what people in Wisconsin are calling him. Sammy the hammy.
Aaron Rodgers looked so mad that whole game. He was every drive he had a clip.
Okay.
Where he was just raging, like shaking. He was so mad.
A few of those, though, he was 100. He should have been swearing at himself because he tossed one to Yaya Toure, which is like the craziest name ever. His name's Yaya Toure or whatever, who's like our fifth string wide receiver, right? But he actually is fast, kind of like MVS was his first year. You know, he's making a splash here or there. He's had a few big plays. He could turn into something in a few years, but he had a guy beat deep. A throw that Rodgers makes 9 times out of 10, throws it a little short, guy tips it away.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's a million of those throws. Like there were so many throws that he missed.
And the one across his body that got intercepted by Hutchinson that he just didn't see coming at all.
Like
he's forcing it.
I don't know what
sorry, my
nose is going, guys. It's getting a little cold here. My nose is running a little bit, but I don't have napkins in here.
His team's so bad it's making him physically ill.
I mean, a little bit,
fan.
dude.
True fan.
We had to drink to get through that fucking game, and I'm dealing with the hangover and the illness. The one fun thing about working at the car dealership is all those guys are into football. So I walk in and I shout.
I thought you were going to say they're all alcoholics.
No. Well,
there's some
one of them I think
there.
might like to kind of drink on his off days, but you can't be an alcoholic, man, and do that job well. There's no.
I've seen car salesmen be alcoholics before.
Not at that dealership, bro.
Oh,
you can do it at another one, but not at that one. But the thing I was gonna say is
I was making some Dave references there. That's all.
Oh yeah,
you got to lay off that dude, or we're gonna have another Steve.
Yeah, come on, man. We need Dave around. I like Dave. Don't ruin Dave for us.
You turned it on Todd today too. Like we like these guys.
Yeah.
What do you mean I turned it on Todd by saying go Jake?
There was another message after that. I know the way you speak, sir.
Yeah. You're very good at.
I can see the intent behind the lie.
Like, this better be a thick skin league.
Yeah, dude.
Better be a thick skin.
Well, I mean,
league.
we're Bailey's already on the fucking ropes. Okay, she made some moves finally, but then like she had an actual shot. She had an outside shot at maybe upsetting Strohs.
She did have a week that was like Austin's last couple weeks, so you can't possibly fill 7 holes when you only got 5 bench spots. So like she wasn't gonna be able to fill them all.
Yeah, but we could have got rid of Melvin Gordon. Okay, you know, and then picked up a tight end, thrown that in there, got rid of McManus, put a kicker in there. You could have filled those spots. You don't need Melvin Gordon. Yeah. Melvin Gordon hasn't done a goddamn thing. You know what I mean? And he got his job taken by Mike Boone and Latavius Murray.
I mean, maybe she felt otherwise. He's had a couple weeks where he's put up double digits.
Yeah, but I
don't think she made it. I don't think she made a real effort to actually put a lineup in. And like I'm trying to stay on top of a division that like 2 of the people that I'm fending off get her twice. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
So like they're getting 2 free wins, which hey, the rest of us get a free win because she's not playing. But like I got 2 guys that are getting an extra dub for nothing because they get her a second time. Like last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
She's been in the league since the beginning. Okay.
Yeah. So we're
giving her some leeway. You know.
Yeah, we want her in the league, but she needs to be active to do it. It's 2 weeks in a row where the number 4 quarterback has been left on the bench because of
that's kind of inexplicable. It's just a PSA for everybody who does listen and to Bailey directly, which I don't know if she listens, but you can't be doing that. It's not fun for anybody. So we're trying to resolve that. It seems like I think Alan maybe got the message through to her a little bit too. So hopefully it picks up. We'll see. But if you guys want to, jump in, we haven't even done the official announcement that we're in week 9.
How far are we in?
We're probably 15, 20 minutes in, man.
I'm just saying, we need to put it in the description. Like, all right, if you want to get to the actual league talk,
jump in. 15,
go ahead and jump.
I don't have the usual pep that I have. That'll come back here. I've been sleeping on the floor, a little inside baseball here, because I'm letting Eric have the bed. So I've been literally sleeping on the ground because we're waiting for our Tempur-Pedic, which is coming tomorrow, baby.
Hey,
Let's go.
one more night.
One more night. I know, one more fucking night, dude. Anyway, so we're in week 9, Dundee League Fantasy Football Podcast. Better late than never. Here we are.
Only 4 weeks left after this week, right?
4 weeks left in the regular season. This week is going to hurt my campaign for the points. We were chugging along pretty steady. Strozzi, though, I believe is number 1, and he's underachieving. I think Jake's going to be back in the top spot. Other Jake, the Mr. Balance Sheet there.
I don't think I'm going to quite get Jake, but it's going to be close. I needed to put
this
him
week will
150.
help. Joe Mixon 53 burger is going to help you get into that top
We'll get to
spot.
Joe Mixon. What the fuck, dude?
You want to just hop into my matchup because it's coming down to the wire between Todd and myself?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
One of us is going to put up the second highest point total of the week and lose to the person that puts up the most. So
I know.
It'll be very salty for one of us.
It's brutal.
Well, I hope you're the winner, man. I'm like I said a moment ago. I'm basically fending off 2 people right now, and
with Strozzi on my fucking curtails and only 1 bye coming out of that side of the bracket, I need to keep going because he's getting that free win this week.
Yeah, getting that free win, and he might get all the points.
Jake and I play each other the second to last week of the season.
It's going to be huge.
Time.
I mean,
matchup.
If you drop one, if you lose one before then, maybe tonight.
That's true. If I can win tonight and pull to 7-2, I'll feel pretty good. But he's still
only got 15 minutes left, man. You only got 15 minutes left. You're still down by 6.2.
6.2. I know. I'm nervous.
We've seen stranger things happen.
I mean, he's got guys on both sides.
All 4 seasons of it.
I'm just saying, man, it could happen, dude. Like, it could easily happen.
Yeah.
Like Todd had a fucking week, man. I'm looking at it, and I thought I'd put it away. And every time I thought I'd put it away, Jalen Waddle scores, and then Kenneth Walker scores, and then Kenneth Walker scores again, and then Etienne scores. He had 2 running backs put up 25-plus points on top of his Thursday night coming right out the gate with the 2 top scorers of the fucking matchup, with Dameon Pierce and Dallas Goedert getting him 44 right out the gate.
He had a great start. How good is Dameon Pierce, man? He's making
real good.
But
he's doing it on a shit team, but he's 139 yards.
So Rookie of the Year, okay? Ken Walker, Dameon Pierce. Dameon Pierce has been doing it longer, but Ken Walker
looks like the one.
World.
And Todd's got them both. Todd's running backs have come out of the woodworks.
Too. He's got all the rookies. Yeah,
he's put up an argument for best running back trio in the league. All right, so tangent here. What do you think is a better trio of running backs? Etienne, Dameon Pierce, and Kenneth Walker. Or if you jump over to Jake's team, Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, and Raheem Mostert.
Cannot get outside of Chubb and Henry.
Chubb,
Henry, and whoever else.
2.
Well, he's only got to start 2, though.
Yeah, but you can start 3.
You can start 3. And so it's something to be said, but, like, I just can't move on from Chubb Henry.
Yeah.
With
Todd's team, you have to start all 3 of them. With Jake's, you're probably starting 2, maybe 3rd. So that makes me think that maybe Todd's are a little better because he got 80 points from him this week, just about.
Yeah, well, what receiver is he losing out on because of that? Is he leaving stuff? I mean, you Pittman, but that's over. Everything in Indy is over.
Matt Ryan comes back.
No, he got Waddle in there, so it doesn't really even matter. Pittman's just dying down there on the bench.
That's what. Jamar Chase got coming back.
Jamar Chase coming back in a couple weeks.
So he'll put Gabe Davis's boomer bust ass on the bench and have Jalen Waddle and Jamar Chase.
His team is nasty, man. Todd's got a good team.
Yeah, it is. I don't want to see that in the playoffs.
Which is why you guys should be rooting for me this week.
No, I'm not going to root for you, dude. Todd's got way more losses.
Patrick, I'm going to be in the playoffs regardless. So, like,
hey,
he's right.
Hey,
that's the thing.
Me too.
Your competition is not Mr. Wilson right now.
Not yet.
Competition is.
I'll be in the playoffs, dude.
A point score. I don't know.
I
absolutely will. I'm going to win this week without CMC. Imagine CMC on my roster this week. I would have put up 100.
You're going to have CMC for 2 more weeks until he twists his ankle.
Yeah, well, you know what? I traded you Josh Jacobs right when he started not to matter.
Okay? He had 2 bad weeks. You can't put up 30 every week, okay? And Mark Andrews could have played tonight. But they got to buy
Everybody
next week,
said
and they're
I
just giving them
was
some
crazy
extra
for
rest.
making the trade. And then looky here, Christian McCaffrey goes nuts, and Mark Andrews is on the goddamn bench.
You want to talk
Just
about
saying.
hosing people on trades? Let's talk for a second about Todd and Dave with the Jalen Waddle and who did he dish out for Waddle?
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones.
So if Aaron Jones isn't fine.
Wearing a boot, Aaron Jones. Todd buried Dave. Dave had a good team, and then he pissed it all away on a trade with Todd. Can you believe it?
Oh, Jalen Waddle's not pissing it away. He's got Mike Evans and Cooper Kupp. He's son of a bitch.
Jalen Waddle has the fourth most yards in the league this year?
He needed a running back. I just don't understand why he accepted Aaron Jones. Why didn't you go get Dameon Pierce, Ken Walker?
That's what I'm saying. You gave up the wide receiver 5.
Yeah, I think Dave got fucking hosed by the other old man in our league.
Cody, what was that stat you popped off on Sunday about Jalen Waddle and Tua and Tyreek Hill?
Tua had nothing to do with it because they've done it without him. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle through 8 weeks have combined for more yards than any two receivers on the same team in history. That has been owned by Terry Holt and Isaac Bruce.
Torrey.
Oh, wow. Torrey Holt, yeah. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, I said Terry. Thank you. From the greatest show on turf since the year 2000. It's been that long that record has held up.
And Dave gave him up for booted Jones.
Yeah.
Well, no, to be fair to Dave, last week Jones went nuclear, had a great week. Okay. And he was on his way to having another decent week, and then he went down.
It used to be the Aaron Jones would do that about every other week, maybe a couple weeks in a row here and there.
And you know who is doing that every week?
The whole season.
Well, it's because the team sucks. Yeah. Well, I mean,
the why doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's the result.
Yeah, in practice, that's what's happening. No, I've been playing the last 2 weeks. My main stack on DraftKings has been Tua, Tyreek, and Jalen Waddle, and has paid out very nicely. I'm not making hundreds or thousands, but I'm winning. I'm definitely winning every week with that stack. So
good stack.
But anyway, let's talk some more about this team. EDN, man, is just all alone there now. And he's their guy, and he's running the ball well on the ground, which I did not think he'd be able to do. I didn't think he was going to be able to hold up. He's a small guy, but you know what? He's got burst. He's got good vision, and he can catch the ball. And they're using him, and he's been great for 2-3 weeks now, maybe even 4. But in the last few weeks, he's been great. Dameon Pierce, like I said, against one of the best run defenses in the freaking league. Looked good. It was busting big runs with a bad offensive line. Their offensive line's not terrible, I don't think, but they're not great. It's Houston.
He can't, he's crushing it. He's just breaking tackles left and right. He's making people look silly.
And they're playing against – he was playing against a defensive line that has Brandon Graham. Brandon Graham's old, but he's a good player still. Fletcher Cox, one of the best rookie defensive tackles out of Georgia that they have in that defensive line as well. Jonathan Hargrave rotating in with that rookie, who's been playing great.
They just picked up Robert Quinn.
Yeah. And Dameon Pierce is out here fucking busting off 20-yard runs, keeping Houston in the game, man. That was, to me, that was a signature, put Dameon Pierce's name on the map to do that against the Eagles,
I think you're right. And the more we talk about those things, the more I'm like, God damn, I hope Jake wins this week. Because I need a little separation.
Todd's got a nasty team, man.
Yeah, because he's got a free win against Bailey.
Todd does get a quarterback. Yeah.
Brent's tossing up some bait into the air there, which is probably smart on his part, because he could get a piece from one of those guys right now. Justin Fields, dude.
Justin Fields coming alive. I don't know that that's going to be every week. Joe Burrow's kind of pulling off without Jamar Chase. It has been. But, there's a little bit of he wants to deal him, but there's a little bit of he is having a QB controversy on his fantasy team right now, and that decision gets made a lot easier. Somebody just takes one of them off his hands.
But that's what you do when you have that situation.
I think I don't think there's much of a controversy. The way that Chicago's been running their offense since the bye week is they're going to let Justin Fields run everywhere. I'm not starting anyone but Justin Fields.
Yeah, see, I feel different when Jamar Chase comes back because the way that offense shifted.
That's what I was just going to say.
When is that?
Another 2-3 weeks at least. Yeah. 2-3 weeks at least.
Definitely by playoff time, but
yeah.
So when's the trade deadline?
The
They
end of
traded in our
November.
league
Yeah.
a week or I think
It's like
coming
November
up.
30th. I just looked at it the other day. It's later than I thought it was.
Oh, okay. So we got time yet then.
Okay.
I
So
would hold
it's
Fields
the
and then
whole.
trade him
So we
later.
get the whole regular season.
More or less. I think
Pretty
it
much.
closes before the last week. I'll double check while we're.
So you got like 3 more weeks. 3 more weeks of trades.
November
viable.
30th at 9 a.m.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
week 10, week 11, week 12. Yeah, so
Okay.
after week 12, it closes.
Interesting. Well, we should hop along here, boys. But the other thing I wanted to say was, Ken Walker has roasted the Cardinals twice now. And also, like, the other thing is, like, Seahawks, man. Who expected this from? They're a good team.
They're a
They got
good team.
2-game lead in their division.
Team.
Oh my god!
2-game lead in their division.
Did you see Tyler Lockett blowing up fucking Russell Wilson? Like after their win, like last week, too? Like I cannot believe how many players hate Russell Wilson. I'm starting to turn my opinion on some things. I'm like, man, maybe getting rid of him and fleecing Denver for all that capital was a bigger move than I thought.
Well, and then
keep old Petey boy around.
And for story purposes, they got to play him week 1 at home and beat him too.
Yeah.
Doesn't get more demoralizing than that, I imagine. For the guy that apparently walks into every room thinking he's the coolest guy there, that's got to hurt you.
He's the biggest fucking cheeseball there's ever been, dude. I liked him when he was coming out of Wisconsin because he was still a pretty humble dude. But then he got rich and famous, won some Super Bowls, married Sierra, and now he thinks he's the greatest thing ever, and he's not.
Man,
Well, did you hear the fantasy footballers talking about his line that he gave the reporters when they were traveling to London or whatever before the game last week? He made sure to let all the reporters know that he was so focused on the game and his readiness that he was doing lunges in the aisles of the airplane.
Yeah, I've seen so many memes about like his teammates trying to sleep on a fucking plane while he's getting a workout in. Did you see Justin Tucker do a video on the team plane?
No.
Justin Tucker making fun of him.
Went and got him for that same shit.
Yeah, he was like, he's like, well, we win games. We don't do lunges. He said something like that. He said something sly. It was after he kicked the game-winning field goal. And he's like, winners don't have to do exercises on the plane. Something like that. It was what he said. Yeah.
Get fucked, Russell Wilson.
He's the best kicker of all time, dude. Let him say what he wants. He's won more games than – if you count the games that he's won on the last second, I mean, Justin Tucker's probably got a similar amount. I mean, he's won so many games on last second kicks,
This conversation is oddly still relevant because Russell Wilson was leading the charge for Todd for 7 weeks, and he's not on his roster.
Man, we got off the rails again, didn't we?
Whatever. Who cares?
Hey, let's talk about my team.
Yeah, let's talk about your team. Yeah, go ahead.
No, you guys talk about it for a minute.
The only thing to talk about is Joe Mixon. It's it.
I mean, goddamn.
He gets a good game out of Geno Smith because Geno Smith is actually a good quarterback. Way to go. I feel great about that. Like, I like him for some reason.
I like him too, man. He had a tough road. He's rebounding. I've been off PFF for like the last week because I've been busy. But before that, like Geno Smith's like deep ball accuracy rate is like top 5 in the NFL. He's quietly been like one of the most, not quietly anymore, but he's a very efficient quarterback this year, and they're winning games because of it.
Well, and he's just mobile enough to add an extra, like, anywhere from 3 to 5 points for his rushing yards every game, too. So just a little cushion.
He has experience, too,
Before this week, number 8 fantasy quarterback on the year. Like, I mean,
there's that's updated.
Yeah.
I think that's after. Just minus everybody that's playing tonight. So that's after week 9. He's
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good to be Geno Smith and like, everybody's writing off the Seahawks, and then they get Ken Walker, and Rashad Penny was crushing too. But I mean, Ken Walker is just a different animal, dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's so athletic, and he runs so hard. He's got good vision. He's fast. I mean, he's hungry. Like, he's a guy that looks like he just fucking wants every goddamn yard that he's given. I don't know. They all want that, but you know what I mean? Like, there's something about the guy. There's something about the guy. That's all I'm saying.
Hungry. He's hungry.
Yeah.
He's hungry. He hasn't been
Joe Mixon became the 6th player in the Super Bowl era. So what, like almost 60 years now, to have 200 scrimmage yards and 5 touchdowns in a
Wow.
single game. Outside of a quarterback,
He
obviously.
also, I just saw today, literally like 5 minutes ago before I came in here, because I haven't been able to do the same amount of research. I watched a good bit of football though, so this last weekend. But one of the things was 4 of his touchdowns came against 8+ players in the box. So Carolina was throwing everybody up in there trying to stop him, and that man was running over him anyway. Like,
and then he
that's even
added
more impressive,
a 12-yard catch for a touchdown and a 14-yard rush for a touchdown. On top of the fact that Joe Burrow vultured one at the goal line too. He could have had 6.
Yeah.
Could have had 6.
Which would have been a record, right?
Yeah.
It would have not quite been the record. No, I mean, if it was just that, like I say, a 1-yard touchdown, if it was just that added on,
just
what
is the rushing touchdown record?
Well, I don't know about rushing touchdown. I'm sorry. I guess I was going with fantasy
points
point in a single game.
Okay.
That would have still been Jamal Charles with 59.5.
God damn, Jamal Charles.
And
Jamal
I think
Charles
that's standard
so
scoring. I don't even think that's doing any sort of PPR.
I can believe it, man. Jamal Charles was nuts. There was
that's all they had. Then. All they did was run power O and stretch with Jamal Charles, and it just kept working.
Priest Holmes was great back then too. He was no Jamal Charles, but Priest Holmes had some years too, man.
Off the rails, boys. Off the rails.
Anyway, whatever. Hey, it's what we're here. We're talking football, at least. Yeah, we're not talking cars anymore.
Now it's okay to go off the rails.
Whatever. I'm tired. I'll loud.
If Todd was going back and forth between starting Joshua Palmer and Gabe Davis, I know this because he told me for like the entire morning beforehand, and he started Gabe Davis. If he had started Palmer, I think this game's out of reach.
Why would he? Okay, I don't understand that,
Josh Allen.
Because Todd. No. Todd is a smart guy. Okay, look at the analytics, man. Okay, the Jets actually have a top 10 defense. They do. Sauce Gardner's playing great. They have a good defensive line.
Gardner is amazing.
He's the defensive rookie of the year for sure. I mean, he's so good.
Yep.
And he's the one that knocked the ball away from Gabe Davis at the end of that game to win it. That was him.
Yep.
You know, and then Josh Palmer, okay, Atlanta's secondary is like pulling guys off from fucking Buffalo Wild Wings next to the stadium to cover guys. That's how banged up they are. Okay. And you know that the Chargers are going to have to throw the ball a little bit, right? Well, they don't have Mike Williams. They don't have Keenan Allen. DeAndre Carter's is banged up.
Yeah, where's that ball going?
Where's the ball going?
Where's the ball going?
Going to Josh Palmer.
Yep.
Okay, when they throw it to wide receivers, going Josh Palmer. That's what happened. So I don't understand.
Because he's the only thing that's there.
Well, all you have to do is look at what Joe Burrow and those 3 wide receivers did to the Falcons a couple weeks ago. Justin Herbert's a good quarterback. He's going to get 6 balls to Josh Palmer. You know what I mean? Like I played Josh Palmer in DFS for the same reason. And he did well for me there. It's just like I'm not trying to rake Todd over the coals, but it's just I feel like if you would have thought about that one a little bit more, it might have been.
Yeah, I think he thought about it a lot.
But I have to be nice.
Call,
we just listened to 2 minutes of Todd's a smart guy, but let me illustrate why he's not for 2 minutes, and I'm the one that has to get fucking pulled in.
Hey.
What is that?
It's because normally I'm nice, so then
those are different levels of insults, sir.
Dude, I'm just watching this time.
Don't play the victim card. Like you don't bring it on yourself.
Not a victim, you son of a
You're so not a victim.
Nobody's
buying it.
Speaking of which, that matchup just swung in Todd's favor. He's got a 4% advantage on you now, Mr. Wilson. Times are ticking away.
58-42 is what I was showing. It's not. It's dwindling.
Even more, man. Nothing's happening in that game right now. But
I did see Isaiah Likely drop a pass just about 3 minutes ago, so that was
one
nice.
Touchdown from any of your characters is going to do it.
Game.
One touchdown or 30 yards and 5 catches or something like that.
But in the last 4 minutes, you've gotten but you want to know what's going to happen.
Garbage time. They're going to go ahead.
Yeah,
they're going to dump it to Kamara in the flat, and he's hopefully going to give me enough.
Yeah. That's what we need.
But one bad Andy Dalton play on a 3rd or 4th down and the drive's over and it doesn't matter. So they have to actually convert it. But
they have 2 drives left to do it, really. They're going to get 2 more drives, and then Baltimore's going to run the clock out. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, and they're going for it on 4th down. We know that.
Yeah.
There's not
But
really
anyway.
any other like great matchups that came down to the last game, though, huh? So which
It's
one
me and-
should we jump into?
I mean, if somehow Devin Duvernay got like a bomb touchdown, I would get screwed. But the one thing I wanted to
they're running
mention,
the ball. It's not happening anymore.
do you want to talk about mine in Austin? So it is a low score matchup, but we just go through it real quick because it is the only other one that's close.
We can do that.
Okay.
So the one thing I wanted to say about Duvernay is I actually had mixed feelings about him because in my dynasty league I was down by 8 points, right? And I guess who I'm playing? Devin Duvernay for my guys. So I'm like, if Devin Duvernay could get like 9 points and then get no more, I would win both, and that would be beautiful.
God, but I didn't realize how awful your team did this week, Patrick, until I'm looking at it right now.
I got no running backs, man.
You had Devontae Adams, and that was it. Like, oh my
Kyler
God.
Murray did okay. You know?
How does it feel relying on Devontae Adams again for a single-handed victory? That must feel nice.
You're going to 5-4 off the Phantom defense. That's great.
There's a reason why I traded for Devontae Adams, and this is it. That's all I got to say. And also, I don't understand what the fucking Raiders were doing in the second half. The man had 9 catches, 131 yards, and 2 touchdowns in the first half. So that tells you that he got 15 yards in the second half. If he was roasting them that hard in the first half, you got to at least get him 6 more balls.
They lost. They blew that lead and imploded, and let the Jaguars just dominate them for the entire second half.
Did you guys listen to the Derek Carr interview afterwards?
No.
Talking about how like he's begrudgingly doing his job on trying to teach a new coach yet again on how to like stay coaching for an entire game so they don't lose.
Oh my God.
Well, hey, dude.
That's cringy.
Yeah, but look at that game.
How do you lose that? How do you lose that against the Jags?
Game?
The Jags don't have that high powered of an offense. Come on.
And they were up by
so much. Dude, Roquan Smith to Baltimore. That defense is looking good.
Patrick Queen, Roquan. There's some speed at linebacker there now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like that.
Roquan's a great tackler too. Great against the run.
There's not a whole lot to say about this matchup. There's besides Devontae Adams and Patrick Mahomes, nobody really did anything of note. You got Dalvin Cook scored a touchdown, and that's the only touchdown that I see besides the other players.
You know what the one sad thing is? It's sad and it's good for me. Aaron Jones being banged up will probably mean good things for me with A.J. Dillon, and I might actually stumble into a running back too for a couple of weeks. But I didn't want to buy a Rodgers jersey for the game this Sunday, so I bought an Aaron Jones jersey, and he might not play.
Damn.
Erica got Al Nazard, and he might not play either.
Damn.
You should definitely wear both of those then.
Oh, yeah.
Just for the comic value.
Whatever, dude. I like Aaron Jones.
You guys should go in like a sling and like a head bandage.
Dude,
I was thinking you should wear an Aaron Rodgers jersey and then a Lazard jersey for her, and then you could just spend the whole game yelling at her.
If they somehow beat the boys, I'm going to talk all of the shit, all of it.
I will be here next Monday if the Cowboys lose.
Open it up, baby, because we're starting on page 1 and we're reading that baby all fucking week if they win.
You don't have enough time to write that down.
Yeah. No, hey.
All between Sunday and Monday with your long work day. No way.
It's true. Hey, you know what, man? We'll find a way, because if they beat the boys, we're talking all this shit, because that'd be such a horrendous loss for the Cowboys to lose to them right now.
That's correct.
They're so bad. They lost. You know, they lost 2 of their starters on defense in that game too. Rashawn Gary tore his ACL, out for the year. He's our leading edge rusher. Okay, Eric Stokes, one of our better cornerbacks, also gone for the year, I think. Like, they're so fucked. Anyway, Benjamin did nothing. James Conner came back. So I think Benjamin's dead until James Conner decides he's not playing football again.
Yeah.
T. Higgins. That McCaffrey is as good as he is because you don't have an RB2.
You've got as many running backs as Dave.
My strategy that I employed, my strategy that I employed is that Mike Williams will come back here in about 2-3 weeks, and if he can be okay.
What a strategy!
No. Hold on. Let me play this up.
Are they going to shift his role too, or
Kyler Murray, CMC, okay, and then a wide receiver we run, Devontae, Higgins, and Williams in the flex. And my whole plan was hopefully we stumble into a running back too. Okay, and then we only have one whole.
Oh, so your whole plan is get lucky?
What a plan!
Your whole plan is to get lucky?
Are you telling me Cody didn't get lucky when he stumbles into the Tony Pollard?
It's one thing if it happens. It's another thing if you're forming your game
Tony
plan.
Pollard. I drafted that man
Zeke got
because I knew where it was going.
And then you got fucking lucky that I traded you Ramondre.
I did.
And then Damian Harris just happened to get hurt immediately. So for everybody who says that I just fucking bone everybody in these trades, all I'm saying is that I gave up.
No. We're actually talking about how bad you are at prep right now. Let's not talk about how you're boning people in trades. We're saying that you haven't prepared your team.
You don't have an RB2.
Quit deflecting and answer for the fact that your running back crew.
The only reason you have Jeff Wilson, Isaiah Pacheco, and Benjamin on your team is because you're desperately trying to get somebody that can be RB2.
Speaking of which, Jeff Wilson might be my RB2 because he looked way more involved. He had 13, 14 touches in that game.
He's Chase Edmonds.
But better.
Okay.
Is he?
Maybe he's better than Chase Edmonds, but
he's way better. They brought him in. They brought him in specifically, and that coach knows him and wants to use him. There's a reason they brought him in.
Listen. You got Chase Edmonds number 2 back on your roster.
Guys.
He's a bottom end RB2 at best.
Yeah. Like if you're stumbling into a Jeff Wilson, then okay.
Hey, you know what? Says the guy who
bumping your head on number 5 in the league again.
Player to even fucking
50 points from one player to get to 140 points. Shut the fuck up.
Cool, dude. I'm missing.
Without him, I still have more points than you, almost. Like, get out of here.
I don't have the best running back in football.
I did the same thing last week. You said, "Oh man, if you didn't have Alvin Kamara on your team, you wouldn't have scored that many points."
But I do.
Right.
But I do. That's the whole point.
Listen, guess what? When I have that trophy at the end of the year, we'll harken
back.
Stop it.
Stop. Stay on topic, sir.
You're not going to get in the playoffs, man.
I'll be in the playoffs. I'm winning this week. I'm 5-4. Everybody else is sinking. I'm rising. The cream rises, baby. You should know that expression. You love that one.
Dishing out Josh Allen for Joe Mixon looks so good after this week. With Josh Allen talked about having a banged up elbow on top of it.
We can make some trades. We got trades. We got Devontae. We could trade Devontae if we want to. Grab a running back and a wide receiver. We'll see what's up.
You need to.
What's up with that change you're doing with your voice?
Anyway,
like you got your
voice. And I'm sweet talking. But anyway,
let's do the next matchup. This one's dead.
This one's dead. Patty Mahomes almost sank me. We didn't talk at all about Austin. Let's go through this a little bit.
I want to say thank you before we move on from your team because you're helping me defend the top of this division with this win.
Austin's not a challenge to you, man. His team.
He is currently 4-4. He's in that line. Once he gets buried, then I can move on to just defending Brant and Todd. But as of this week, Austin is still in the running. And I appreciate you knocking him out of it.
Austin was dead the moment that he lost Michael Thomas, Marquise Brown, and Darren Waller. All at the same time.
Yeah.
That was the end of his team.
Austin's had a tough 3 weeks.
Yes.
Well, everybody said not to play Darren Waller or to draft Darren Waller because his hamstring was hurt in training camp. It's been hurt all year. He hasn't been healthy since week 1. You know what I mean? He had one good week this entire year. And he was like the truest flash in the pan volume. Like he's athletic and everything, yeah. But like it was because there's nobody else there. He had a good year and a half, and he hasn't been good since. And we still keep calling him a top 4 tight end. He doesn't belong in that category anymore.
And Austin got caught holding the bag.
Dallas Goedert belongs in his place now.
I think that's true. That's true.
So it is what it is. But
and Zach Ertz is still up there.
Yeah, Zach Ertz is fine, but Dallas Goedert has more upside. Dallas Goedert's better run after the catch, and he's in a better offense, But anyway, we can move to the next one. I'm probably gonna win this one, barring anything crazy happening.
Yeah. They're not throwing the ball anymore.
27-6. Who got that touchdown, by the way?
Drake got another one.
Yeah, Drake got another 1 yarder.
How about Brent stumbling into Kenyon Drake, getting all that?
Let's jump to that matchup then.
Might as well. It's a good segue.
That was a bloodbath.
Yeah, I mean, Trish, her team's falling apart here. I mean,
Trish is, I think, officially the second person eliminated from the playoffs.
She's got too many injuries, and
Yep.
there was all this hope that Kareem Hunt was going to get traded, didn't get traded, and same with Brandon Cooks. She got it caught holding on to the two guys that everybody talking that were going to get traded. They didn't get traded, and now Brandon Cooks is on hunger strike in Houston, and Keenan Allen hasn't played.
Was that
forever.
a Temple the dog reference? That was nice.
That was I don't know what that was, but it was just
I don't know what that was.
That was good, man.
He's on hunger strike. Right?
This podcast brought to you by the Chris Cornell Fan Club.
That's right. You're welcome. But anyhow,
I'm going hungry.
She still got Steph Diggs and Josh Allen, but they got beat by the best team in the NFC East, apparently.
Josh Allen was frustrated. You could see the look on his face. He looked very.
He did look good. He made a number of throws that were not MVP throws.
The Jets, man. The Jets are for real. They're becoming the Jets of old, which is kind of fun.
You know what?
Playing defense, they got a mean quarterback again, like Revis used to be.
The Jets and the Seahawks are good.
They are.
Those are the two surprise playoff teams at this point.
The Giants are fake. The Giants will fall apart the second half of the year.
I'm glad you finally feel that way.
Well, I mean, we knew that the whole time, but they were winning games.
Pastas.
Yeah. But they were on bye this week. They come back and they win a few more games. They'll get in.
I'm seeing some Kamara junk. I'm starting to see it. I'm starting to see some
Pat's
Kamara
gonna lose
junk.
this in the last 5 minutes.
Oh, I need 24 yards.
They're giving up like Texas route junk for no reason because they can.
Oh God. You need all you need is like a 15-yard. You need like a 15-yard catch, and that'll be game pretty much. 20-yard catch, and that's game.
Come on, Mr. Wilson.
Anyhow, back to the one we're talking about.
I'm keeping an eye over here.
Kenny Drake doing work today for Brant. Justin Fields had a 60-yard touchdown run in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Which was nuts.
He looks faster than everyone else on the field, and he doesn't look like he's trying.
That was his thing out of college.
He had more rushing yards than he had passing yards. That's disturbing.
That's how the Bears win games.
They put up a stat.
How long has he been out? 2-3 years now? Is this his third year or is it second year?
This is second year.
But since he came into the league, everybody's been saying that. The kid has to be able to use his legs. That makes him harder to defend. You have to put a spy on him, which then opens things up, which you saw multiple times. Somebody's spying on him. He drops it over the top.
Oh, no. A bad thing happened for Jake. The Ravens defense
turned the ball over.
No, they didn't turn it over.
I'm a little bit behind in this game, so let's
okay.
Let's cool on the reactions a little bit.
Let me pause for just.
Oh yeah, hey Cody, why don't you slow your video down?
I'm doing that. I'm doing exactly that
for everyone.
That's exactly what I'm doing. That's wild that you say that. I saw a solution and I made it happen.
Oh, that was a great moment for me to be able to say that to you. Anyway, so just one time. Anyway, the Donta Foreman didn't do shit. That was unfortunate for me on DraftKings too because I played him. Cincinnati's got a good run defense, and the Panthers just got boathoused. Like that's what happened there. They got beat by the Joe Mixons, the Cincinnati Joe Mixons.
Yeah, they did.
I'll keep talking because you guys are watching the game. It's all good. Justin Jefferson single-handedly defeated the Washington Commies. Pretty much, they were losing that game until late. I thought they were gonna get beat by the Commies, but they held on. Again, I keep saying this every week. Minnesota is the weakest one-loss team in the NFL. They've skated by the skin of their teeth week after week, and they're going to get into the playoffs, and they're going to lose in the first round because their defense sucks. That's what's going to happen.
I think there's a
Sorry to
really
say it,
good.
Brent.
I think there's a
Their
really good
defense sucks.
opportunity.
Their defense is not good. Their defense is not a playoff defense. Okay. They're going to get in there and they're going to play the Cowboys. The Cowboys are going to beat them. And then the Cowboys are going to lose to the Eagles. That's what's going to happen. Sorry to say, boys. But that's probably what's happening.
We'll see.
Sorry.
You were going to say something, Cody?
I don't know
He's
if
going
their
to say that
defense
I'm
is
probably right.
I don't know if they're well. I got held up on their defense being bad for that first one. I don't know that their defense is bad. I for the longest time was not a believer in the Kirk Cousins primetime like ghost because I just don't think that those situations generally are real. They're just usually more circumstantial. But I've seen it too many times now, and I think it is real for him. I think it's very real for him at this point, and so I think they're going to win a wild card round if they don't get a bye because they're going to play at noon. But
they're not going to get a bye. The Eagles are going to get the bye for sure. You know,
right? I don't think
Eagles,
they're going to. I mean, the Cowboys with Dak Prescott's under center. I think maybe probably about the best.
Well, they did play him. They did play him in Philly last time, didn't they? And they came down to the wire. Yeah, you guys got a chance. That's going to be a fun game.
That's going to be a really fun game.
It's going to be great. I'm going to tune into that one for sure.
But like, if you look at the rest of Philly's schedule, it's pretty weak. So like, they have a good chance to. I mean, I think that matchup is the only one on paper, and then the league is what the league is. So like, every Sunday it's different.
Yeah, they could lose any week.
Yeah,
you know, just
so
like
you always take the field because you should. But like, if you look at it just on paper, like by matchup, it almost looks like that Dallas game is the only one where it looks like they have like a legitimate contender against them. So
I'm just trying to think of who else is in the NFC that's going to stop them. I mean, it's the season. The
Niners.
The season is long. The season is
the
long.
Niners.
There's half the season.
That's the other team. I think right now it's Philly, it's San Francisco, Minnesota, and Dallas. I think those are the four.
The Niners are a dark horse team now that they have CMC, but their biggest problem.
I don't think it's a dark horse. I think it's that puts them as contender.
They're a dark horse because their defense is super banged up in secondary. If they get healthy, though, around week 15, 16, and they get in, they're dangerous for sure. You know,
I mean, they're in a division that's being led by Geno Smith right now, and there's still like 7 weeks left. They could easily still win that division with the way the Rams and the Cardinals are playing.
The Rams can't fucking buy a game. They got beat by the shithole Bucks.
That game was so terrible to watch until there was 50 seconds left.
Yeah,
like, and like some of me inside is like, no, stop Tom Brady, because like I've had to root against him in that moment so many times as an underdog fan. But like watching that after like watching a game, because I watched all of it that had no offense, I'm like, man, just go do it. Go do it, Tom Brady, because I need to see some sort of semblance of offensive accountability.
And you know, it would be cool if Green Bay could learn something about play calling from the Bucks. Hey, when we're inside the 5-yard line, how about we play action and we chip with the tight end like he's going to block, and then we just roll him out and get a wide open touchdown. Hey, why don't we do that? Right? You know how we run the ball all the time to Aaron Jones, and then we run some play action, and then we just toss the ball over to Robert Tonyan for a touchdown, and we beat the fucking Lions. God damn it, dude. Anyway, that game was infuriating. So anyhow, Hawkinson was involved for the Vikings. That's the best thing I can say. Romeo Doubs died a fiery death. I'm glad I kicked him off my team before that happened to him.
That's tough.
You know, and then the rest of the guys, Brandt's guys were on bye pretty much. DeAndre Swift is dead. He's probably going to get shut down, man. I don't think DeAndre Swift's going to play a whole lot the rest of the year. Like, he's too injured. You know, he couldn't make it through this game either. It was Jamal Williams entire second half. Jamal Williams looked good. Jamal Williams won the game for the Lions, basically.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah,
he did.
They were using him a lot down in the red zone. He was the guy.
He burned so much. He was getting 6 yards a carry in the fourth quarter. He won the game for him. He ran so much time off the clock.
Another scenario in which Green Bay just could not stop the run.
Green Bay's defense before the start of this year was touted as one of the best defenses in the NFC, and they started off the year well. They did. They started off the year well. Their PFF ratings were good in the first 4 weeks. Oh, yeah, you count them again? The first 4 weeks. They were good, and then they've had a lot of injuries, and they've been completely demoralized by the fact that the offense can't put more than fucking 5 points on the board. You know what I mean? So it's like it's hard to get juiced up. It's like the way I compare it to is like look at the way Kansas City played in the second half, okay, against the Titans, because they knew if we can limit these guys, Patty Mahomes and that offense is going to go out there and put points on the board. We're going to win. They know that every week. It's easier to get like hyped up as the defense when you know if you make a stop, it's going to mean something. The Packers defense was making stop after stop after stop the first 6 weeks of the year. And then the fucking offense would go out there and 3 and out it. It's like, that's demoralizing. And that matters, you know, in real world, like, I don't know, football player mentality.
Yeah, you go to work every day with those guys on the offensive side too. And you're like, guys, I'm fucking tired. Like, why can't we get a win out here?
Shit, you can put up with for a week or two, but after months and months of getting beat down by it, it's like, what are we doing here?
Tough. You're not going to run. You're not going to finish the play quite as hard. Like little things start creeping in, and then that causes, you know what I mean? Like, it happens. Yeah,
I've seen it happen. I'm watching it happen to Green Bay right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Me too. Watching it with eyes peeled, man. It's great. 5 losses in a row for the first time in fucking 20 years. Anyway, they ran that stat up there on ESPN. That was great. Thanks, ESPN. That felt amazing.
Dang.
It's been real fun watching us lose to the fucking Jets, Giants, Commanders, Lions.
Oh,
and the Bills.
What a gauntlet.
You know.
What a gauntlet.
Like, for God's sakes, like you that list included 4 of like the worst franchises in the NFL.
They look pretty good against the Bills.
The Packers, no, they did.
I mean,
they ran the ball endlessly because they couldn't block anybody. And the Bills were like, yeah, we'll let you run the ball. You're not going to beat Josh Allen running the ball. Good luck. That's what that game plan was. Like,
that happened to be true.
Yeah, of course it was true. You're not going to fucking beat Josh Allen running the ball the whole game. It's never going to happen.
And then.
But anyway,
we are halfway through these matchups.
Okay. Let's step on it a little bit.
We're doing it. We're doing it, man.
Do we got anything else to say about this one?
Brant looks
about
good.
Trish's team a little bit.
Trish looks bad.
David Montgomery lost his job. It's Khalil
he
Herbert's job now. And Justin Fields is the best running back on the team. Khalil Herbert's the second best. And David Montgomery's a guy, you know? Steph Diggs is still great, even when they lose, because he's Steph Diggs, and he's probably top 2 best wide receiver. It's between him and Cup, you know? And Hill, Tyreek Hill is in there too. DeAndre Carter, you know, volume play again. He was a little bit banged up going in, but he did end up scoring some points. Josh Palmer was the best one to have, obviously, like we talked about before. Deion Jackson, the fucking Colts, man. How about Frank Reich? We haven't even mentioned it. Frank Reich gone.
Hey, man, Jeff Saturday. Jeff Saturday, who has never been a coach in the league, interim head coach for Indy.
It's straight off the analyst bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a report that says he was shocked when he found out. Like, he didn't even know it was coming.
He actually didn't even apply. They're like, they called Jeff Saturday and goes, hey, we still got your email from like the newsletter. You're the head coach now, so you better show up.
I feel like there's a little bit of a conspiracy here. Okay. And I'm gonna say something.
Ooh,
Jeff Saturday just had a card released to Madden Ultimate Team as like the best center, most expensive one, literally a few days ago. And then all of a sudden, he's getting tossed at, like, come on. EA Sports knew some shit. That's all I'm saying.
EA Sports. So what's the conspiracy?
I don't know. That EA Sports got Frank Reich hired. That's what happened. I don't know. I'm just.
Okay.
You know,
That's some news.
Maybe.
Put that in the ether. Misinformation stamp real quick.
Let's fucking throw it up there, dude. Hey, he'll drive traffic. All right, we'll get the fucking QAnon people onto this pod quicker than I could say lickety split, and it's pretty quick. So imagine the dollars. That's
I want a QAnon person to spell lickety split.
You know what? Let's not get into the details. They don't seem to. Okay, so they don't care about those.
Do you guys
Not
remember
getting
when
into details.
when Trisha used to have all that fucking depth on her bench? Where did it go?
Well, Clyde Edwards-Helaire also
It
lost his
went
job.
to the loser
So-
ladder. That's where it went.
No, it disappeared. It dried the heck up. There ain't nobody left on her bench.
Hey,
It's like,
And I
ooh,
don't
you
feel
know.
sorry because I was offering many trades all year long.
I completely agree with you. I don't feel
And-
bad about that shit at all.
And here we are. You know, the chickens have come home to roost,
Ooh.
and they are not laying
Ooh.
good eggs.
Trisha was talking to the draft about how frustrated she was that she's not able to draft well in our league because of how competitive it is, which is true. But
Yeah.
also, don't draft only running backs and wide receivers for 10 straight rounds, and then be surprised when you've got
She
some
just,
holes.
I said it at the draft. I was like, well, she did all wide receivers last year. And then this year she did all running backs and Steph Diggs. I mean, you have to have a,
Oh, man.
like she had a good team. She was rolling along. And then what happened in the game? Did Jake just take it?
No,
but it
like,
helped a little bit.
but the Saints are going to get the ball with like 20 seconds left.
He's going to lose in the last 90 seconds.
If he gets one dump off pass.
Oh my God. Todd's gonna fucking throw a fucking baseball
No,
bat.
I think
through the
I'm gonna
TV.
lose. I don't think I'm gonna get it. I think it's just getting me as close as it possibly can.
Oh, there's only
Lose.
28 seconds left.
Yeah, I'm not
Oh,
gonna.
There's
shit.
timeouts left.
There's no timeouts.
No timeouts.
They got no timeouts.
If they catch the ball inbounds once and it's not your guy, then the game's over. But
No.
there's a high likelihood that it's gonna be your guy.
Yeah,
So-
and there's a high likelihood that he's going to scoot for 15 yards and get out of bounds.
I'm watching this game script and I'm thinking it's gonna be fucking Callaway. Number one, gonna piss me off and catch a 30-yard
All right.
sideline ball.
Well, you guys are focused on that. I'm gonna burn through another matchup because I gotta go to bed at some point tonight. So,
We'll join you.
I gotta wake up early. So yeah, I mean Trish, the thing is her running backs aren't performing anymore so much. Antonio Gibson's a little bit more involved, not the McKissick's hurt, but the commies are just not that good.
Nope.
Dave Montgomery, like I said, lost his job to Khalil Herbert pretty much, and Justin Fields run the ball all the time. We went through all that. Clyde Edwards has lost the starting position to Pacheco, which is weird. But
It
also
almost seems like he lost it to McCole Hardman.
McCole Hardman, there's too many guys, and they like McKinnon. McKinnon's always in on the passing downs.
Mhm.
Pacheco's in on the short yardage. So where's Clyde's role? It's gone.
It used to
Too
be
many
in the red
people.
zone, and that's where Hardman's
gone.
getting used now.
Yeah, and also that offense, they throw the ball. It's not
Mhm.
a running offense. They throw the ball. They don't run the ball. So there's nothing there. What else do we got here? Let's go to we did that one. Let's go to Dave and Alan. Alan
God
getting
damn
a
it.
dub. Did you lose? You lost,
Yeah,
didn't you?
Todd wins. I lost to both of the Martins by less than
fuck
3
yeah.
points total.
Oh,
Fuck
man.
yeah.
They just
We
run
love
a
that.
draw with number 24. God dang.
That puts
100
one win out of first
135
place in my
points.
division, baby.
135
One win.
points, and I lose the
Hey,
goddamn number one spot.
an L's an L, and if you can't spell, then
Whoa.
you're not well.
Man,
Nice.
this is some
That was well done.
bullshit. Catch
Yeah.
me in a bad mood for the rest of this fucking
Hey,
podcast.
hey, you know what, man? That's an L. Anyway, so let's keep it moving. I didn't have anything. I was trying to coach
Damn it.
some.
Damn it.
Tired
I was really looking for some separation there.
You know-
God damn it.
My words have not actually been that bad. That's the alpha brain, folks. If you need to say
are you
words
on
and you're
that?
tired, yeah, I am. I've taken
nice.
some alpha brain. It's good shit. It does help
How
you
long-
talk. It
How long
really
you been
does
on
actually.
that? How long you been on that?
I take alpha brain pretty regularly. Oh shit, we just got a picture of Jake's face.
Jake-
Jake just fucking died.
Jake's going to lose his mind.
Jake had to let out a yell, and he needed to not be on camera for it. That's about how that went. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Well, we just got a picture of your like smiley face for like half a second, and you're
It's
like
great.
fucking like.
It was
bio
the
is
technical
great.
difficulty moment that Jake needed.
Yeah, if we would have had some music, he just comes back in, and it's the end of one of them. That would have been great.
God, that fucking hurts, man.
The balance sheet does have emotions, folks. He's not just a numbers guy.
Mm.
Anyway,
Really bringing balance to his record. I like it.
Hey, there you go. Bring balance to the force. Let's keep making all the balance puns.
I think you run out. I think you run out.
You would, but we haven't gotten there
Seems
yet.
like
You
your
need the
team
same ones
is
over and over
hanging in
again. I
the
think you're out.
balance.
Speaking of balance, Jake, you and I got the same record now.
Well, I would say on balance, gentlemen,
The cream.
that
I'm
the cream
not
rises.
sitting in a number one spot anymore for that seed. So it's gonna definitely need to beat Jake the second time we play each other.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's nice for me? Dave lost, Erica lost, you lost, and those are all the people in front of me.
Yeah, again, though,
you're
not competing with Wilson because he's gonna get that bye still.
I have to tie.
Man. There's only one out of my division, and I think Strozzi might beat me to it. He's gonna be ahead of me in the standings after this week.
We'll see. I think Patty ends up at the bye. We'll see. Anyway, so
it's definitely not going to be you, Patty.
Hey, you know what? When it is, it's going to be a good day. Now, let's talk about Achilles. I think that's a great name, by the way. Well done, Alan. Nice name. The Achilles heel. I love it.
Strozzi's got me and fucking Strozzi's got a schedule. Well, he's got Trish still, but
hey, we'll get to the schedule. Keep on task, boys. We got 3 more matchups to do.
God, we still got 3 matchups to do.
Can we do them quickly?
I know. I'm trying to do them quickly because me and you still have to play a Madden game after this. It's gonna be a late fucking night over here for the boy. I don't even, man. We got to do it.
We'll talk about it later.
You gotta do it.
We'll talk that later. Let's pot it and then.
Okay. Yeah. You're right. Anyway. Justin Herbert wins the game against Atlanta. They win it ugly. But they were missing all their pass catchers. Not a big scoring day. But Allen has pretty, one Allen a week. 17 from his kicker, 26 from New England's defense, just shit kicking the Indianapolis Colts into firing their head coach. They stomped the shit out of them.
Man, Bill Belichick gets another Colts coach fired.
I mean, you knew he would. Belichick against fucking raw quarterbacks, young raw quarterbacks. They just get punished.
Track record's not good. No. Matthew Judon had 3 more sacks. Matthew Judon's about to fucking be the sack leader the whole year, which is kind of crazy because it's like,
kind of weird to think about.
Yeah, but he's been great. He's had like 4 or 5 games this year where he's had multiple sacks. He's on a tear, man. He's playing really well in that defense. But DJ Moore didn't do much for Allen. James Robinson found the end zone out there for the Jets. He's involved, which you got to love that if you're Allen. You know, Miles Sanders is benefiting from being in the best, run offense outside of Cleveland, probably in the league. I mean, the Eagles have a great offensive line. And Miles Sanders got some juice, man. You know, like you look good when you're. Yeah, he is. I mean, he had that pedigree coming out of Penn State. He's no Saquon Barkley, shall we say, but he's a good running back. Garrett Wilson got by in volume, but Garrett Wilson's a great wide receiver. Zach Wilson played about as good a game as I've seen Zach Wilson play in terms of being efficient and not turning the ball over. So, that was cool to see them beat the Bills. It's fun. It's fun when, one of these upstart teams that's been bad for a while is finally figuring it out,
It's true. Well, and the only thing that made Curtis Samuel relevant in Allen's fantasy game was that shoulder check the referee put on Harrison Smith. Because that was a for sure pick ball. Yeah. And not only did he take away the only guy that was going to defend it, was also the guy that was going to touch Curtis Samuel, and he fell in for a touchdown. He has 65 yards and a touchdown. That was a 55-yard. That was a 55-yard touchdown.
Yeah, so, it wouldn't have mattered in the scheme of things in this matchup, but it definitely helped. I mean, that was a 10-point play.
Right.
Good on Allen for putting up 119 this week because his team looks rough. Look how many injured players he has on his bench.
David Njoku's coming back, though.
I mean, a handful of them will come back, but are they going to do it? Even the players that are injured, are they going to do anything when they do come back? Outside of Deebo Samuel, it's Chuba Hubbard, it's Gus Edwards, it's Damian Harris, and then Njoku.
I traded him a bunch of injured players.
Like,
But
hats off to Allen for putting a good one together this week.
he's got Njoku and he's got Kyle Pitts. So when Njoku comes back, is he going to start Njoku over Kyle Pitts?
you know who got Kyle Pitts' best week of the season? This guy. That's right.
That's not what I asked you, Patrick.
No,
When
hey,
Njoku comes back, is he going to start him over?
I'm just taking a victory lap on
It's got to
one.
be Njoku, right?
Depends on the matchup, I would say, but probably.
Well,
I mean,
what
that's
matchup
the
is
toughest
Atlanta going to
part.
throw the ball?
That's the toughest part about having Kyle Pitts on your team is that you have all this never-ending promise of his potential, and he just doesn't do it. He had last week he put up, or was it last week? He had 80 yards on 5 catches, 9 targets for 16.5 points with his touchdown.
And you know what the worst thing is? It's the worst case scenario because if the Falcons were miserable, okay, Mariota would get benched. But the Falcons are leading that division.
Which is wild.
So they're going to keep Mariota in, and they're going to keep running the same offense, and Pitt's going to keep not getting the ball. And by the time he does, it's going to be after the fantasy season is over, basically, you know?
Yeah.
Ritter might come in like in week 14, but he's not coming in next week.
Because they're gonna compete for the division until the end of the season. Yes, they are.
The Bucks are going to win that division. They're going to rally. They're going to win.
They barely beat a sorry ass Rams team.
It doesn't matter. They're in the worst division. The Bucks are going to get into the playoffs.
I think you're right, but like to bring in a backup quarterback or a rookie quarterback in Atlanta, it's because you're not competing for the division. I don't think there's a time this year where Atlanta's not competing for that division because Tampa Bay is not good enough.
Say it real quiet for Atlanta. You shouldn't compete. You should compete for a draft pick because your team's not going to win in the playoffs. So let's get some defense going, boys.
Yeah, but like,
come on.
Who are they going to draft? Drake London or Kyle Pitts and not use them?
No, go get like fucking, you have Desmond Ritter. Okay, so maybe he's something at quarterback. Maybe he's not. You're going to let him play next year, right? Mariota's not the future there. Okay, so you have some pieces on offense. You have a young running back that has some promise, Algier. He can carry the load a little bit. Patterson's over the hill. He's going to be gone. I mean, Patterson
still
played
looks
well,
good.
but
still
looks good. But the time is a ticking and quickly.
I hear you, but the point is that they're not utilizing the picks that they've had. So I mean, why would you be more inclined to think that they're going to figure it out in the future? You know what I mean? They have the first round pick on London, right? First round pick on Pitts, and they don't exist.
Okay, but here's the argument that I would say, right? If Carolina, for example, all of a sudden got like a good young quarterback that was actually fucking good, like a la Justin Herbert, because it could happen. Maybe they pick the guy. Do you not think that DJ Moore is now a top 15 wide receiver? Because of course he is. He's a great talent. Okay, so if you all of a sudden bring in a young guy that's actually talented into Atlanta, and now you have Kyle Pitts and Drake London, they're going to be great. That's what I'm saying.
Said them done, but you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah. I'm looking at how many quarterbacks the Panthers thought were going to solve their problems, and then here we are.
Well, it's not easy to find the guy, but it's just as likely.
Yeah.
The Chargers found the guy. The Chargers found Justin Herbert. Well, maybe Atlanta finds the next one. Maybe the next one's Bryce Young.
And maybe you find an RB2 for your team, but it's not good to hang your game plan on. It's not good to hang your game plan on hopes and dreams.
I love Vinegar Wilson. Let's go.
This guy. Hey, you're just salty because you took the L. A dub's a dub, my guy.
I'm admitting that.
I got the dub. That's right. Scoreboard. That's right.
Hey,
I don't care if the scoreboard says you scored 135 points. You still lost, Wilson.
Feels good on top.
Apparently, you're just a way better phantom defense than I am. So you've proven that a couple years ago.
You want to know what happened? I knew I was fucking playing Austin. That's what happened. And as soon as I saw Devontae,
I'm not talking about 1 week, Patrick. This isn't 1 week you've gotten a phantom defense.
I've been very consistent, scoring like 120 points. Almost
we debunked that last week.
Yeah, that is not true. 50%
of the weeks
came down.
50% of the weeks I've
scored
114 points.
114.
Okay, 114. Whatever. That's a very respectable point total.
It's the exact same tone.
Hey, coming from the guy who scored like 70 points a few weeks ago, I think you could pipe down there.
Listen, best record in the league.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get through this shit, man. We got to fucking move. God damn it. Doing the fucking never-ending podcast here. Guys, it's so easy to get me off topic today. Anyway, we kind of covered Allen's team. Dave's team, he got buttholed by Mr. Rogers.
He did.
Again.
He should feel pretty used to that.
Should have played Brady and got that extra 1.5 points.
That would have helped.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, that stat line of his, 100,000 career passing yards.
It's nuts.
I was in the bar, and when I saw that stat, and I mentioned it to Jacoby, and he said, how many do you think Troy Aikman's got, since he knows I'm a Cowboys fan? So throw out a guess, Cody, for career passing yards for Troy Aikman.
Let's see, how many years has he played? 91 to...
Doesn't need to be super accurate, just a rough...
I say 60.
About
and that's about what I guess, 60 or 65.
Yeah.
2,000 times again.
He's throwing 4,000 or 5,000 a year, right?
Okay.
No. In fact,
no.
He's notoriously.
The point of this isn't to talk about Troy Aikman. The point of this is to talk about
1,800 to like 2,300 yards a season.
Well, they had Emmitt Smith too.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
What you got balance sheet?
Probably like 40,000.
Yeah, he had 32,900. Tom Brady, which is the reason I brought it up, had 3 times the career passing yards of this guy, and he's still playing. It's disgusting.
It's nuts.
3 times. I mean, he has played for more than twice as long, but they don't play the same game. Troy Aikman.
No, another Hall of Fame quarterback, prolific passer, and not a third of what Tom Brady.
So a better comparison would be like Dan Marino.
Absolutely.
Dan Marino did throw the ball a lot.
Yeah.
But it's good to talk about it's Aikman's your guys' teams. But what I was saying was Brady this year actually is one of the yardage leaders too. They just haven't been throwing touchdowns. They get down in the red zone, they can't do shit. That's why they've been losing. The red zone efficiency has got to be like bottom 10 in the league. They've been horrible in the red zone this year.
Yep.
But
they miss
Gronkowski.
Dave's got 2 QB2s. Dave needs to make a move for Justin Fields, not just because of the Bears.
He's gonna, but who knows if he's gonna figure it out.
I don't think Brandt's moving Justin Fields. I think he moves Joe Burrow.
It's gonna be Burrow. Yeah.
I don't think Fields leaves
it's
that.
Tough to move somebody after a 40-point week. I'm not trading Joe Mixon this week, so.
A trade that I could see happening after this week would be Joe Burrow for Khalil Herbert. That could happen.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yep.
I'm not
to help either of those guys, but that is a realistic trade, actually. DeAndre Hopkins, he's been good since he came back, just not enough volume for Dave there. He got the touchdown. Mike Evans had a disappointing day, but Mike Evans does that every so often, And he's playing, Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey hasn't been that great this year, but he's still fucking Jalen Ramsey. That's a tough matchup. Lenny Fournette couldn't run the ball. The Rams got a decent defense against the run when they're in the game. I don't know, man. Like the Rams defense has been weird this year. Bobby Wagner shows up some weeks and he doesn't other weeks. This game he did show up. Bobby Wagner made a bunch of plays in that game. Cooper Kupp had the one 70-yard touchdown and then a bunch of other
entire offense.
Catches. Yeah.
That was the only touchdown they scored, wasn't it?
He's so dependable.
Yeah, it was, They had 2 field goals after that.
If you're going back and drafting, or looking at the draft, you're not feeling bad about a top 5 pick on a wide receiver.
Though.
Oh my God.
He's the number 2 receiver in the league right now.
He's going to be a landmine one of these years, though. Because there's going to be one of these years where he's
the inevitability of that to be true is
Well, of course I'm right about that, but the thing is, what I'm saying is that where you have to draft him is so but this year him and Justin Jefferson, all 3 of those guys, Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp. You could argue that Jamar Chase isn't worth it now that he's injured, but he was going to be very worth it if he didn't get injured because he was starting to crush. You know what I mean? Those 3 guys that got drafted in the top 10 were all returning that investment up until Chase got hurt. You know,
Yep. Accurate.
So it's something to consider. You know, back in the day, not even back in the day, but just like 4 years ago, you would never consider drafting a wide receiver in like pretty much maybe one in the first top 10 picks. You know what I mean? But like now it's like you can make an argument for 3.
Yep.
You know, so if not 4, you could throw
a strong argument too.
You know,
absolutely.
But,
agreed.
Yeah. With Deebo Samuel was right on the bubble of that mark this year too. I think he was technically in the second round.
Deebo's
ADP,
not
but he was pretty close.
Investment though.
No, he's not. There's gonna be some misses.
Yeah. You know,
Deebo,
just
Deebo
like there are with running
miss.
backs too, though. I mean, there's misses every year in the top 12. You know, so
that's sexist.
But anyway, that's sexist.
Some misses.
Yeah, it's really sexist against those ladies that could have been in the top 12. You know, those lady NFL players.
They're called misses.
I see what you did there. Nice. Don't grammar me. Numbers is your game.
You had to walk him down that sidewalk a little bit.
I enjoyed every minute of it.
Hey, stay in your fucking lane.
It's like when you fart and you're laughing before anybody else smells it, but you're still laughing after they smell it too.
Hey, I've been breathing exhaust and looking at fucking car designs all day. So you know what? We're a little woozy. Hey. They did sell one out of the showroom today, so I did get a little exhausted. But anyway, let's go to the next matchup. Huh? Let's get through his last 4 teams for the love of God. Okay.
Love of God.
Last 2, right?
I think last 2. No, we have to do Cody and Erica, and then we have to do Strozzi and Bailey. Let's go through Strozzi and Bailey real quick because that one will be easy.
Okay. Yeah.
Bailey basically fielded half the team. Almost exactly that because AJ Green didn't play. Dalton Schultz on a bye, McManus on a bye. She played 2. You know, McKinnon's not a bad play.
Cooper on a bye, Johnson on a bye, Najee Harris on a bye.
I mean,
she's got Jalen Hurts sitting down there because he didn't get in. Like,
she would have lost no matter what she did, but
this week, but you have 9 weeks of inactivity.
You say that
she had an actual chance, though. She could have.
You say that she would have lost no matter what she did, but I'm looking at like the positions that didn't actually have anyone in it. I'm like, no, she lost by 33, but she had like 4 guys.
Who was she going to play at tight end though? Who was like a reasonable tight end she could have thrown in that would have done anything?
If she played all week. She's got Jalen Hurts in. She doesn't need Heineke on her team at all. So that's one spot she could have picked up. KJ Osborne is an easy drop. That's 2 bodies you could have picked up. That's a kicker and a tight end to put in.
Yeah. But the tight end, she wasn't going to get a tight end that was going to do anything. Now let's say she gets lucky on a kicker. Okay. I mean, because who's the highest scoring? Let's say she picks the tight end right. She gets the highest scoring tight end that's available. Which would have been
4 tight ends. 4 tight ends this week that scored over.
Cole Kmet would have put her at 86 points, and then she would have needed another 12 from a kicker, which is reasonable. I mean, it's not. That's a big score from a kicker.
It wouldn't have been another 12. She would have got another 7 from her quarterback if she would have just made the obvious.
Yeah, but I did that.
You already put that.
Yeah, so 67 plus 19 from Cole Kmet puts her at 86. She would have needed another 12 still to overcome Strozzi. You know,
and then. Yeah,
like another 10 to 12 points.
It's true, but then you start doing the other gymnastics of if she'd have been paying attention for the last 8 weeks, she'd have more depth to plug into. So it's a lot of.
I mean,
a things.
A kicker of any sorts, a running back who isn't fucking Hilliard. I mean,
and whether or not it mattered for this matchup, it's the principle. That's why people are rubbed raw about it. It's the lack of effort kind of thing. But
that's true.
It is what
Can't
it is.
do that. We're beating a dead horse. We talked about it already. But anyway,
it's true.
Strozzi gets a decent game out of Jackson. You expect more out of Lamar, but you'll take 17.5. Derrick Henry was looking like a world beater first half, and then they couldn't do shit. I don't think they got a first down in the second half.
It changed drastically once they realized that Malik Willis just could not throw the ball to receivers.
He's just not ready, man.
They put all their corners on islands with him, and they said it won't matter, you won't need help, and then everyone stayed inside.
Yeah. So, I mean, and they were right because Malik Willis, he looked gun shy, and you can't
He
blame
did.
the kid. Okay, he's in Arrowhead in prime
Yep.
time. Okay, that's an intimidating stadium.
His eyes kept coming down every time that he would escape pressure. And you saw the fact like, okay, well now the passing part of this play is over. It's no longer can he break away and make something happen downfield. It's like he's either going to get outside and run it or they're going to get sacked.
That's true. He would scramble and then he would scramble and then he would scramble and it just looked like he was spinning in circles for like 12 seconds.
He looks like Justin Fields looked last year.
That's accurate.
He looks like a kid who's been trained since he's been in the NFL to make a play with your legs, get outside the pocket, and then throw the ball.
Yeah. Play falls apart, move it.
But instead of like what Justin Fields is doing now, where Justin Fields is like seen enough now, finally, and is towards like the second half of his second year, where he can now be like, this is when I run. Now I can get that 10 yards. Now I roll out and make a pass. Now I do. He's making those decisions now. Malik Willis is like caught between my instinct is to run, but I've been taught I have to pass.
But Mike Vrabel's gonna fucking bench me.
Yeah, and so now he's like he's running around in circles back there, and he can't set his feet and throw the ball, and then he gets sacked. Like that was the whole second half, you know.
That's true.
So
it looked very unrehearsed in the second half.
Yeah, I mean he's just green. He's a good athlete. He's a great athlete. You know, you saw that when he was escaping pressure a few times, but he just doesn't have the decision making skills to beat Patty Mahomes and Andy Reid in Arrowhead. You know, so they played him close though. You know, they had him on the ropes for the whole. They took him to overtime.
Yeah, it was.
I think Tennessee started really rough, and they've turned it around. I think Ryan Tannehill's playing. They might win that game.
I think they do win that game.
Well, if it would have started the same way, I think they could have held on. Yeah,
they got a good defense. Their defense, they play like dogs. They're a dirty. They fight
defense. People, and I like it.
Yeah, it's the Titan way, man. You know?
It is. They're dirty. I love it.
Yeah, it's like they're such a aptly named team. Their team is always about like just raw physical force. Like that's their That's their game. That's what they play with.
It's a good all the time.
It is a good shtick. You like to see those things line up.
Yeah.
Because I mean, how many times?
Especially when they go ahead.
Well, I don't know. Like I feel that way about like the colors and mascot of the Raiders. You know what I mean? But like they've been a track team for 15 years. I'm not saying they are now, but like
bring back the criminals.
Yeah, come on, get him in there.
Yeah,
get Romanowski in there. Have him punch some guy. You know, like fucking poke a guy's eye out. Okay, you know, put a finger up a guy's butt in the huddle. You know, like figure it out. You know, anyway.
You know, I'm looking at Jay's team, and I hear you guys toting mine as the best roster, but I think if Kittle does what Kittle can do late season, I think I'm more afraid of other Jay's team than I am.
Strozzi doesn't have the best roster.
He's got Chubb coming back. There's
holes in his roster.
I think it's between two rosters. I think you got the two Jakes. I think those are the two. I think it's Wilson 1, Strozzi 2. But if you're going to make an argument for someone else,
I hadn't traded CMC. If I hadn't made the CMC trade, I'd feel real good about being.
I think that hurts you.
Yeah, you know what? You know what's helping Strozzi a lot is that Juju is actually kind of making the case that he's the wide receiver 1 finally in Kansas City. They're treating him like it. He's getting the volume like it, and he's playing like it. He's playing well.
That's accurate.
It just looks so
targets last night.
It looks so unconventional because he's the number 1 receiver in Kansas City, and he does it all from the slot.
Well, and his stats were kind of inflated in that game too because the fact that they
were doubling the shit out of Kelsey.
Extra drives. They were doubling the shit out of Kelsey.
So glad.
But it's just 12. He went from a high of 8 targets, which he got 5 times this year, to 12. So I'm not ready to ride that one just yet.
But the thing is though, if you look at his last, I mean, he's had 8 targets he's had 8 targets every week but 2, and then he had 12 targets last night. Like he's been getting that. Those are good enough target numbers, you know. And the last 3 weeks, I mean, for playing NBA Jam rules, man's on fire. You know what I'm saying? So like he
nice.
He's, you know, that's all I want from footballers, but we'll keep it on low key. But the thing is that
not low key anymore.
Well, you know, whatever. But so anyway, he's been playing well. and that offense is a humming. They're figuring it out, which surprise, surprise, Andy Reid figured it out, and one of the best quarterbacks to which is crazy to say. He hasn't been doing it that long, and he's already one of the best quarterbacks to do it. He's changed, you know what I mean? Like it's nuts. So
he is. He's one of the best quarterbacks ever, and
he's been playing for like 5 years.
It's that's
crazy.
Weird. That's a weird thing, but we all know it's true, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no question.
Like it is known. Like that's just
there'll be people in 10 years, like say he, and God forbid, say he got hurt tomorrow, never played another down. 10 years from now, you'll be talking about some of the games that Patty Mahomes played in.
Yeah, like people talk about Bo Jackson.
Yeah, that's how good of a talent he is, But he just can do things that other people can't do.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's unique too. It's something we haven't seen before. He's redefining the game in ways that, like 10 years from now, players are going to be modeled after him because they're going to spend their entire high school and college careers trying to emulate that kind of stuff.
Play baseball, kids, but also learn how to throw football. That's the secret. I mean, that's why he can make all them crazy throws, because he has all that sidearm, different angle, release, strength, Also helps to have a professional athlete as a dad. Doesn't hurt.
Yes. Also get one of those, kids.
Yeah, get one of those too, kids.
Get one of those.
Be born to a professional athlete.
I'm still waiting on
you too could be a professional athlete. Yeah.
Last matchup, or we got more notes?
Yeah, let's. I think so. Strozzi's happy to see Cordero getting back and showing that he's still got it, because he's going to be throwing him in the right matchup again too. Probably he does got a good team. I'll say it begrudgingly. Strozzi, 2 years in a row. You know what? Strozzi's got some fantasy IQ.
Well, I mean, Strozzi's currently looking at a bye, so I mean, you gotta tip that cap at some point.
Now. Okay, he barely beat me. All right,
Patrick, I think you need to go to bed tonight and say your piece and say goodbye to that first round bye, because it will not be you.
Hey, look,
if you pass,
check this out.
You might pass me. You might pass the other Strozzi. You ain't passing us both.
I am. You guys are one game ahead of me. That's all, and we're not that far. We're not that far apart on points.
Like, how far? How far?
Probably I'm like 30 behind. I'm 30 behind you, and
then I'll be
30,
like 5 points
35
behind him.
30 to 35 points behind the two of you, really.
Yeah, so that's exactly where you're going to stay.
Did you add in how many points farther you are behind because of this week? Because you scored less than both of them.
Listen, we'll figure it out, guys. I'm tired. I can't be getting the nuances. All right. Anyway, I'm not here for the facts.
He's got no fire left.
Right.
I got you.
I'm losing it. I'm running on fumes, boys. That alpha brain's wearing off quick. Anyway, let's talk about Jake. Let's talk about Cody squeaking out a win against the old wife, Erica.
Let's talk about it.
Because you almost got Travis Kelce, sir.
I was hoping
it was going to happen. You want to know what?
A second half double team was the answer.
He was streaking down the field wide open, and if it was not for Jeffrey Simmons getting in Mahomes' face, he would have lost.
Yeah. I know.
Because that was a 10-point play.
I saw that play. Man. I saw that play.
He was open by 5 yards.
And there was pressure.
Yeah. And you were so lucky there was somebody in his face, because he overthrew him. And oh my God. I remember seeing that. And because Erica, I think Erica wasn't feeling good last night, so she wasn't even watching it. She's kind of watching on her phone, but I was watching it for her, and I was like, oh shit, she's gonna get it, and he overthrew him. But anyway, alas, in the weeds.
She's had a couple of good weeks in a row. It's if she'd have been a 6-3, she'd have been a surprise 6-3 for sure.
She's not. I don't think she's gonna make it. JT's hurt.
How's she feeling about not having Justin Fields anymore?
Ooh, that's a ooh.
I wouldn't have held on to him either. Actually. So guess that she made. You can say she made the wrong call because hindsight is 20/20, but who would have kept him this long?
She had him when he was playing horrible.
Yeah.
So of course you drop him.
Everybody
else would have dropped him. Everybody else would have dropped him too. Trevor Lawrence was playing great, so she picked up Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
And Trevor Lawrence hasn't been horrible. like he's been running in touchdowns. He scored 16 points. It's not terrible, but compared
Not
to
terrible.
42,
Yeah.
42,
Yeah.
it's not great. So
Yeah, compared to the QB1 performance on the week by a margin.
would have won her the week.
Yep.
But woulda, coulda, shoulda, like we always say.
If some nuts.
Tua, I wish
Candies
I
and
would have held
sluts.
on. I wish I would have held on to Tua as well. But
Thank you.
Whatever.
How's that?
Yeah.
That Mike Williams trade feeling good.
All I have to say is that if anything, this season is another reaffirmation of how well I draft and then the trades that I make.
And then mismanage your team?
I wouldn't call it mismanaging because I
bet.
I always get where I'm going, into the playoffs.
Yeah, fourth place. That's where you're going.
Hey, the thing is you get into the playoffs and anybody has a shot. If you get into the playoffs, you have good players.
Well, historically, not you.
Historically, yes, me, because it was a trade that won me my championship, sir. Okay,
I was
the first
8 teams in that league.
I was the first one to make it. There was not 8 teams. There was 2.
No, that was the year.
Okay, hey, doesn't matter. Champ's a champ, dude. And I made the call.
All you've proven is that you can beat 7 teams.
Hey, listen,
because that's all you can do is beat 7
teams. Your argument on 8 teams, it does not hold up because everybody else had better teams too. That's how an 8-team league works. You still have to pick the right guys.
Valid counter.
The Chicago Bears only have 1 Super Bowl trophy. We don't count the rest of the championships.
Okay. So how many do you have?
Me personally?
Yeah. You have 1.
I have 1 in a real league. Since in the trophy era.
All right. Anyway, let's
in.
Move on. This we're beating a dead horse again. There's so many dead horses around here.
No, this horse has still got some kick to it because you keep fighting back.
Well, you know what? Anyway, and we won't stop either. We won't
Is your name on a trophy? It's fine.
Hey, I'll put one there. Hey, because guess what? The trophy gets
in
my possession every year.
Like
so
most improved baseball player when I was like 12 years old.
You know what? You know what I'm going to do this year just for you? I'm going to scribble my name right on the bottom. So then next year, whoever's holding the trophy and they're talking shit, be like, hey, hold that baby upside down.
What makes you think you're ever going to touch that trophy again?
Well, he's got to get it engraved.
Somebody's got to engrave it, don't they?
Yeah, so?
So, who's going to do that?
That's fair. I don't want to do it.
That's
right. I want to do it. Yeah, commissioner's
That's right. The old commissioner.
You win this round.
Anyway, I don't know if I'd call that winning. It's more like a responsibility. But anyway, Tua doing Tua things.
Mm-hmm.
The Miami offense of old, pass heavy.
Tua Tyreek stack is gross.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous.
I really appreciate the league allowing me yet again to have the number 1 receiver and number 1 running back on the same team.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay.
Allowing you drafted him.
Yeah, nobody allowed you shit, dude.
Anyway, I love it. I really appreciate all of you.
I traded you Tua for Mike Williams, which at the time was a good trade.
Okay. Also, Ramondre Stevenson. Don't cut yourself short.
Yeah,
I
traded you Ramondre too. It's great. Yeah, okay, all right. Hey, so moving on. Cody's got a team. Okay, so Erica's team.
You heard it here first.
Anyway, you got 2 solid running backs, and you got Tyreek there, and you got
the number 1 and number 8 running back. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? You're getting goosed by Higby. You got a whole tight end, just like
I do have a whole tight end.
Your tight end is shit.
Yeah,
I do. I think his injury. I think his injury means more than they have let on because they didn't even target him. I think, but 3 times.
Honestly, I don't think there's that big of a gap.
1 target, yes, that's tough.
If we're being realistic,
the
2 Jakes have great teams. Todd's got a good team. I don't think there's that big of a gap between mine and yours team at this point. Tua, I think, has more upside as a quarterback. But CMC, Austin Eckler on the same plane. Devontae, Tyreek Hill, same plane.
No one is on the same plane as Eckler and Tyreek Hill. Thank you. They are 1 and 1. Don't you dare.
CMC is like number 3. So whatever. Okay. Anyway.
Okay.
So yeah. Same.
You're talking to a buy owner right now, sir. You come with respect when you're talking about my
utility pieces are shit though. You've got the tight end 18, the
That's what I'm
defense
saying.
at 15, and the kicker that's 31. Like, I know you're streaming, but like you have to.
Yeah. I got Philly. That's right. That's right.
I
That
drafted
defense.
the same defense and the same kicker that are still on my team, and they're both top 5 at their position. So like,
Well, I took your garbage of Butker at kicker, and we're like
what
that.
ugh.
The old
You like that after this week? He missed an extra point and a field goal.
He's fine. He's Kansas City kicker. Who cares? They all miss kicks every now and then, unless they're named Justin Tucker. I don't give a dude. The week before, he scored fucking like 13 points or some shit, dude. Whatever it was.
What else we got for this?
He was on a bye. Hey, don't look at his numbers.
Now.
Okay, numbers don't matter. Anyway,
yeah, we're not here for facts. We're here for Patrick's emotions.
That's right. All right. Anyway, let's get through this shit. I gotta go to bed. So,
this is your fault, Patrick.
I know it's my fault. I can't fucking keep my head on straight because I'm fucking half asleep here. Anyway,
your BMWs, you should sell some Adderall.
I spent all my energy learning how to sell them fucking cars that actually going to make me some money. I'm like, podcast.
Sell the metal.
God, I love it.
Selling the metal. Anyway.
Cut your tits off with a knife.
You call me a full metal beamer. Anyway.
It'll be new you.
What are we saying here? Mecole Hardman rotting away on Cody's bench.
I picked him up for free.
Yeah, just rotting away.
No claim, no nothing, just free Hardman on the bench.
Yeah,
loved it.
Getting hard for free, you know. That's
free hard man.
Should call that the I don't know.
The Kansas City special.
Yeah, the Kansas City special, getting hard for free.
The way they're starting to use receivers like Mecole Hardman in Kansas City, I'm into that. He's got what, 4 touchdowns in his last 3 games. A lot of red zone activity. Like he's gonna find his way into my starting lineup. Probably the
besides Tyreek Hill, you got a bunch of receivers that scream explosiveness like 1 week out of 4, like with Christian Kirk cooling off. So like play the right one, I guess, in a 150 point week.
I want some of that cannon activity. We've been talking about that going to the playoffs. Now that I've got a playoff spot locked up, I want to have some guys that maybe consistency is locked up. Said locked up. Locked.
And everybody's getting on me for fucking talking shit. This guy over here.
Well, yeah, because like I'm up in the sky, and you're fucking nipple.
You could lose the next 4 in a row and miss out, sir. You ain't got shit locked up. Anyway, so let's talk about Erica. Enough of this bullshit. Okay, Trevor Lawrence, 16 points. All right, she gets some good production out of her running backs. The thing that really let her down. The thing that really let her down was Tyler Boyd was in a great spot to blow up, and it was just Joe Mixon. That's all it was. Because the strength of Carolina's defense in the secondary is the outside corners. Okay, they have Dante Jackson and J.C. Horn on the outside. Tyler Boyd plays in the slot. So the numbers said Tyler Boyd, if they were going to have to throw the ball, Tyler Boyd should have been the one to get the ball. Tyler Boyd and Hayden Hurst, those were who people were betting on. Joe Mixon just decided he was going to mix in it all over the place, and that was the game. And sometimes that happens. And unfortunately,
that and AJ Brown having an average week because we've seen last week AJ Brown has what seems like an easy ability to go for 30. So going against Houston and coming off of that, you're thinking, oh shit, big time Brown, let's go. And he had a decent week, but like
Billy sleepwalked through that game. They came into Houston. We're like, we're gonna roll these boys, and they did because they're that. Yeah. Well, they did.
They won playing in
the first half. It was tied, and then they came out and they go, okay, AJ Brown touchdown, and then just bum.
Once they had the lead, you knew that they were just going to keep that lead.
Yeah.
There was
Davis Mills didn't have enough.
The game was never really in doubt. Houston played really hard and hung with them, but if they would have. That would have been the upset of all fucking upsets for Houston to beat Philly this year. If you look at those teams on paper, Brandon Cooks, again, on a hunger strike. Okay, they're running Chris Moore.
I'm going hunger.
They're running Chris Moore out there as their wide receiver 1. Okay, they had against Darius Slay and James Bradbury. And to Chris Moore's credit, he played well. caught a touchdown, and it was a good catch too. But like they were never going to win that game, you know. So, Travis Kelce, like we said, just didn't get the touchdown to Erica's chagrin. That's a nice word. Al Lazard there getting some. He's the only one that did anything on the entire offense, and it's only because he caught a long touchdown. Mm-hmm. Seattle's defense is a good pickup for her. Seattle's defense is very underrated. They played like shit earlier in this year, but they've rallied. They're playing good defense the last several weeks.
Number eight fantasy defense.
Yeah, they've been playing well, which is kind of crazy to me because they do not have a lot of talent on that defense. But they're playing well as a team.
That team just looks like they're having a good time.
Pete Carroll, I think, just is such an enthusiastic fucking coach that, like, I don't know what it is, but, like, he's one of those guys that they want to fucking play for, you know?
He gets full-grown men to buy into his plan and play with enthusiasm.
I've just heard
he's
so
similar
many,
to Belichick in that regard. He's not as good a coach as Belichick, but he has that ability to get the best out of his guys, you know? So, yeah. I mean, you saw it for a number of years too. Like, I mean, you know, Seattle didn't always have, like, at the start of, like, the Legion of Boom era and all that other stuff, those guys weren't all superstars at that point. Like, they became superstars in that system and developed into great players because he partially because he was a good coach. You know?
And because they had Dan Quinn.
Well, Dan Quinn too.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
and like
there was a lot of good things going on, but yeah, I mean, I think you're right. It just seems like people play with fucking enthusiasm with Pete Carroll around.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, you know, some of the guys they had Earl Thomas, you know, one of the best safeties to do it. They had fucking Cam Chancellor, athletic freak, jumping over the line. Like, they had fucking talent. Bobby Wagner is one of the best linebackers in the last 15 years, you know.
That's true. So, well, even like talking about like a recent like addition, like they just brought Irv Smith back, who wasn't playing anywhere because like he wasn't good enough to be in the league anymore. And he comes back, and I see him get a sack in their second like defensive drive, and just pressure all day. Like he looks 6 years younger, and like he's a premier defensive end for Seattle again.
There's some coaches that just fucking do that. Harbaugh's another one.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what Justin Houston did tonight. Justin Houston's old as fucking shit, and he's out there making plays. He's got 8 sacks this year.
What is it, like a 33-year-old Justin Houston and a 36-year-old Calais Campbell
Clay
starting
Campbell's
on
out
that
there
D-line?
going nuts. Yeah, dude.
Doesn't matter.
Making plays, man. Anyway, that's pretty good. You know, on that note, should we end it? What else we got to say? You want to look at the schedule?
I don't think we should. I think we've hit 2 hours and we should move on.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. We gotta get our Madden game in and some other shit too.
Are we doing that?
You got to do it.
Okay,
we've been waiting 5-6 days now on 1 week.
You might we knocked out 4 weeks in 1 week, so like 3 days.
We have to do 5 a week.
Listen. I'll pitch you one thing here. Erica's going to be gone tomorrow night. Okay. Are you able to do it tomorrow night? I'll cut.
If I did tomorrow night, it would have to be like almost midnight your time.
All right. Well, anyway, let's like say bye on the pod. So bye everybody. There's week 9. It's over.
I don't mind stealing bread.
Yeah.